did everything myself in here. That is not how you do the business. And that right there is a house that I have already flipped as well. And I already know that I can flip this house to a buyer on my buyers list because I got a strong buyers list in this area. Hey, what's up guys? John Cochran here, and today is System Saturday, the day that I bring you a system that I use in my business that you can rip off, duplicate, use right into your own local market. Now, on today's System Saturday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the #1 document that a contractors have to sign. It is absolutely mandatory. So I'm standing right here into a property that we just got done rehabbing. We've got this thing on the market. We already have this thing sold, and this thing took about 6 weeks to go out there and create, or to do just like this. And here's what's very interesting. I'm going to tell you guys a horror story, but there was about 12 different contractors that actually performed the work in this property, from the people that did the landscaping, to the siding, to the roofers, to the flooring, to the cabinet people, the painters, the people that did the trim. There's 12 different contractors that we actually had on this job in order to make this thing totally done the way that you see it right now. Now, contractors, let's talk about this, because not always will contractors always work out for you, okay? So sometimes you're gonna have to fire contractors, and you have to do this in a very, very respectful way. It was about 10 years ago, I had a real estate project that I was working on, and the contractor, he just wasn't showing up. I know it's strange, right? He just wasn't showing up to the job. I was hiring the lowest of the low. I couldn't ever get him to the job. Well, what did I end up doing? I fired him. I had to fire him so that I could bring other contractors in to perform the job. It's something that hopefully you never have to do as a real estate investor, but it's also something that is must needed to do in a lot of different jobs, just so that you can actually get the job done to where it looks like this. So I fired the contractor, and then I go and try to sell this house. And what happened was, as soon as I go to sell this house, I put the for sale sign right out in the yard, and I saw on the front door, I saw that there was a paper on the front door. I go and I read the paper, and it was a mechanic's lien that contractor had filed on that property because he got mad because I fired him. Now, what ended up happening was it took me 2 years. I wasn't able to sell the property. It took me 2 years to get out of litigation to where the mechanic's lien was not on that property anymore, and I could sell the property. So that really, really hurt me. A $30,000 profit ended up turning into a 0 profit because this guy put a mechanic's lien onto my property. So what do we do now? Every single contractor that we pay onto a job, they sign a final and unconditional waiver of lien, to where they're waiving their right to put a lien onto this property. And I'm going to give this to you here in a second. Now, every single contractor that you pay needs to sign this document. And basically what this is it's basically saying that they have paid for all the materials, they've have paid for all the labor, the installation, they've paid for all of that stuff, and they're signing this basically saying that they cannot put a lien onto this property anymore. Now this paper does not mean that they cannot put a lien, that they cannot file a lien onto this property, because they can. They could still file a lien onto this property if they chose, but when I get this thing signed, I'm just going to send this in. If they do put a mechanic's lien on this, there's just absolutely no way that it's going to go anywhere, and they're just going to release that mechanic's lien immediately. So here's what you do. When you pay your contractors, and again, you give every single contractor that you stroke a check to, every single contractor needs to sign a lien waiver in exchange for their check. So you go out there and you sign a check. You go out there and you give them this lien waiver, they sign this, and in exchange for this lien waiver, they actually get the check. This is very, very important. I highly advise that you use this on every single one of your deals that you're rehabbing, so that you never get into the situation to where, you make a contractor mad, they get something up their sleeve or whatever, and then they go out there and they file mechanic's lien. This is a rare situation, but you guys got to be protected on every single one of your deals, because if you are not, it could cost you years, and you're not going to be able to sell this property. And on some properties, it is big enough to go out there and bankrupt you, and all you got to do is get this thing signed. So What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you our lien waiver. So all you have to do is go to ineedthatdocument.com. So go down to ineedthatdocument.com. You'll be able to download our lien waiver and have every single contractor that you pay onto a job, make sure that they sign this and you will be good, and they will not be able to put a mechanic's lien onto your property. But obviously do the right thing. If you have to fire somebody or whatnot, pay them for the job that they actually did perform. Not all of it if they didn't do it, but make sure that you are very respectful with this, but have them sign this. Go to ineedthatdocument.com and I'll see you on the next System Saturday. See you guys.